Today we're taking a look at the 2022 NFL Super Bowl picks, which are happening on Sunday, February 13th, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Los Angeles Rams vs Cincinnati Bengals. Two coaches in their 30s will square off in the Super Bowl for the first time when Sean McVay and the Los Angeles Rams meet Zach Taylor and the Cincinnati Bengals in the 2022 Super Bowl. McVay, who is 36, and Taylor, who is 38, comprise the youngest head coaching matchup in Super Bowl history. McVay already held the record for being the youngest head coach in Super Bowl history when he led the Rams to the big game 3 seasons ago. Kickoff is 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday, February 13th. Los Angeles is a 3.5-point favorite in the latest 2022 Super Bowl odds, while the over-under is 48.5. If you happen to bet the Bengals or the Rams to win the Super Bowl at any point before the 2021 NFL season, congratulations. You have a good chance to profit from Super Bowl 56. For all the other bettors that didn't see this matchup coming, fear not. There are still plenty of intriguing ways to get in on the action for the biggest event on the NFL calendar. Both the Bengals and the Rams have explosive offenses, headlined by 2 strong quarterbacks, Joe Burrow and Matthew Stafford. There are plenty of talented receivers in this game as well, including Cooper Kupp, Ja'Marr Chase, Odell Beckham Jr., and T. Higgins to name just a few. Even the defenses are star-studded, with a triage of Aaron Donald, Von Miller and Jalen Ramsey being the most common household names. What does this all mean? Well, bettors will be able to place wagers, not only on the game, but also on numerous potential prop bets. There are plenty of odds, lines, point totals and player props of which to take advantage during the 2022 Super Bowl, and it's just a matter of figuring out which ones make the most sense to bet. Los Angeles made a run to the 2019 Super Bowl, but this season's run has been different in every aspect. The Rams had Jared Goff under center that year. He had an atrocious performance in the big game and then had several poor seasons after that. They went out and traded for Matthew Stafford this past offseason. He went 31 of 45 for 337 yards and 2 touchdowns in the NFC Championship, helping Los Angeles overcome a 10-point fourth-quarter deficit against San Francisco. Stafford has recorded 2 touchdown passes in each of his 3 playoff games this season, completing 72% of his attempts along the way. His top target all year has been wide receiver Cooper Kupp, who led the NFL in receiving yards during the regular season. Cincinnati has been an excellent story to follow throughout the season. It started with the return of second-year quarterback Joe Burrow, who had his rookie season cut short by a season-ending knee injury. The Bengals drafted wide receiver Ja'Marr Chase in the first round of the NFL draft. He was teammates with Burrow during LSU's national title season in 2019. Chase has gone on to set the franchise record for single-season receiving yards, pulling off explosive plays in almost every game. The Bengals have put together several late drives to advance in the playoffs. Rookie kicker Evan McPherson has made 4 field goals in each of the 3 postseason contests. Why not ride the Bengals until the end? They won as outright dogs against the Chiefs and the Titans. Beating Kansas City on the road in the playoffs is tougher than beating the Rams in Los Angeles. It's not like the Rams have been there for 40 years, as they just moved from St. Louis in 2016, so the home field advantage is overrated. There were nearly as many 49ers fans in the NFC Championship game as there were Rams fans in attendance. When you look at both quarterbacks, Burrow is used to being on the national stage and Stafford is doing this for the first time, considering he spent his entire career with Detroit. Our first betting pick is Cincinnati Bengals +4. The Rams acquired Matthew Stafford from Detroit for 2 future first-round picks, a third-round selection and inconsistent quarterback Jared Goff on January 30, 2021. The prevailing thought was that the Rams finally had the pieces to win a Super Bowl. That appeared to be the case until Cam Akers to his Achilles in July and returned 5.5 months later to play in their season finale. But after starting out 7-1, they lost 3 straight, and they went from an early favorite to Super Bowl 56 odds of +950 according to FanDuel once the playoff began, 6 favored. It didn't help that they ended the regular season with a 27-24 home loss in overtime to NFC West rival San Francisco. when the Rams acquired Matthew Stafford from Detroit for 2 future first-round picks, a third-round selection and inconsistent quarterback Jared Goff on January 30, 2021, the prevailing thought was that the Rams finally had the pieces to win a Super Bowl. That appeared to be the case until Cam Akers to his Achilles in July and returned 5.5 months later to play in their season finale. But after starting out 7-1, they lost 3 straight, and they went from an early favorite to Super Bowl 56 odds of plus 950 according to FanDuel once the playoff began, 6 favored. It didn't help that they ended the regular season with a 27-24 home loss in overtime to NFC West rival San Francisco. Joe Burrow won a national championship in 2019 with LSU, so he's familiar with being on the big stage and winning titles. But this is the Cincinnati Bengals, a team that had spent over 30 years since winning a playoff game. Burrow tore his ACL and MCL in week 11 of his rookie season, so nobody really knew what to expect in his second season. So much for sophomore slumps. Nothing has been easy for the Bengals. Burrow threw for 244 yards and 2 first-half touchdowns, while rookie kicker Evan McPherson kicked 4 field goals. Cincy led by 10 with 6:46 to play by the Raiders kicked a short field goal and then moved to the Bengals' 9-yard line, but failed to score on 4 snaps. In the second game, they were 4-point dogs at top-seeded Tennessee, who had an extra week to prepare. They found a way to win 19-16 thanks to a 52-yard field from McPherson as time expired. Cincy's defense stepped up, picking off Ryan Tannehill 3 times. The third pick came with 20 seconds left at Cincinnati's 47-yard line as the Titans were driving, when linebacker Logan Wilson brought in a deflected pass. Burrow threw for 348 yards and a pick, while Joe Mixon rushed for 54 yards and a TD. Rookie W.R. Ja'Marr Chase also caught 5 passes for 109 yards. On January 30 in the AFC title game from Kansas City, the Chiefs had the Bengals on the ropes at 21-3 in the second quarter and 21-10 at the half. A crucial stop at the 2-yard line just before the half gave the Cincinnati defense a lot of momentum as they went into the second half. That Bengals defense held Patrick Mahomes and company to just 3 points in the second half. They also picked off Mahomes in overtime, which was broken up by Jesse Bates too, and picked off by Von Bell. Thanks to Mixon's running, McPherson was able to get into field goal range to nail the game winner and 4th of the day. Burrow threw for 250 yards with 2 TDs and a pick. The Rams opened with a rare Monday night playoff game and just dismantled Arizona 34-11 on January 17. The defense picked off Kyler Murray twice and held the Cards' offense to just 183 total yards. David Long Jr. also had a 3-yard interception return for a TD. Stafford threw just 17 passes for 202 yards and 2 TDs. He also ran for 1. In the second game, the Rams sent Tom Brady home, probably for good, in a 30-27 road win over Tampa Bay on January 23. Los Angeles blew a 23 halftime lead and needed a 30-yard field goal from Matt Gay as time expired to get the win. Stafford threw for 366 yards and 2 TD and found Cooper Kupp for a 44-yard gain to get to the 12-yard line to allow Gay to hit the game winner. Kupp caught 9 passes for 183 yards. Finally on January 30 at home, with the Niners up 17-7 in the fourth quarter and appearing as they were going to win their 7th straight game against the Rams, Stafford hit Kupp for an 11-yard TD with 13:30 left. Gay capped it off with 2 more field goals as the defense stepped up and the offense did enough to win. Stafford threw for 337 yards with 2 TDs and 1 pick. Kupp caught 11 passes for 142 yards and 2 scores. For the Rams, Tyler Higbee, knee, was injured in the NFC Championship game. He has 61 catches for 560 yards and 5 TDs. He's listed as questionable for this game. Akers, shoulder, and RB Darrell Henderson Jr., knee, are also listed as questionable, but unless it's serious, expected Akers to play. For the Bengals, Uzomah is questionable. They did lose starting DT Larry Ogunjobi, 7 sacks, 12 TFL, in the 16th game. Our second betting pick is under 49.5. Disclaimer, no financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information contained in or provided from or through this channel is not intended to be and does not constitute financial advice, investment advice, trading advice, or any other advice. The information on this channel and provided from or through this channel is general in nature and is not specific to you, the user, or anyone else. You should not make any decision, financial, investment, trading, or otherwise, based on any of the information presented on this channel without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or financial advisory.